So I think we can start talking about this now. So the session that we have today is about the XAT admit card details. So I hope everyone knows that the admit card for XAT is out, right? Hello, Santosh Kumar. So we'll talk about anything that is required, and more importantly, I'll talk about what is to be done in these last 12 days. So today is 21st. On 3rd of January, you have your exam. So I think 12 or 13 days, whichever are left. So in these days, what best can we do, right? So I will be talking about all this today now, right after this. Hi Shivam. Hello Yashika. Good afternoon, guys. Hi Yashika, Sai Harish. Very good afternoon to all of you. So, though I checked my center, it was not good. For me at least, because I got in Ghaziabad. Cat was also in Ghaziabad. The place is quite far away from my place. So it takes me around 1.5 hours to reach there. And Sai Harish says same cat test center for Z. Okay, even I have the same thing. Not the same college, but the same place. I have got the center in Ghaziabad itself. Though I live around 1.5 hours away from that place, but can't be exactly it was in Ghaziabad and this is also in Ghaziabad. So is that the story with you also, guys? सभी के साथ यही हुआ क्या? Sai Harish is also saying the same thing. So are they trying, or they have the same algorithm, I suppose? Preparing last paper for Z12 to 20 will help in Z21. Absolutely, it will, Shaurya. Nothing can do better than this, right? Just go for these previous year papers, and Z people, they have provided some of the papers on their official channel itself. If you go to the Z website, right, they have provided, I think 16, 17, 18 and 19, 4 years previous papers they have provided there itself. Though we have obviously other papers as well on internet, so you can find them. So Tom says mine is in Ghazipur. My cat was also in Ghazipur, right? Yeah, I remember that. It was near some petrol pump in Ghazipur. So got same center for cat, Z, Snap and Mica. Oh, Nitish says same center is for all those. This is something I would say absurd rather. Utkarsh says good afternoon, Utkarsh. So is it the story with everyone? Sai Harish says Tirupati TCS LON and it's 15 to 20 minutes away. You are fortunate, yeah. It is 15 to 20 minutes away. Because first of all, these exams are being held in, December, January, when it's too cold. Actually, it's in the northern part of India. And then you see that your center is 2 hours away and you see the reporting time is 8 o'clock. So you have to start at 6 o'clock. That means you have to get up at 5 o'clock. It's very difficult. That's for sure. Shweta Ranjan, how to prepare for Quant? Oh, that's a very big question, Shweta, that you have asked. It cannot be answered like this. Shaurya says my center is 150 kilometers away. Oh God. And Manjusha says mine is 1 hour away from the house, from your house. Okay, okay. Mostly the people till now I have met, they all say कि हमारा तो it's 1 hour away, half hour, 1.5 hour away, and so on and so forth. Okay, Shivam says lack of centers maybe. Yeah, possibly. But I think the number of centers have increased. They have not decreased, right? Hey Shivam, the number of centers have increased. What they have more centers, but because of social distancing, probably they are accommodating lesser number of people at each center. Not that the number of centers have decreased. That has not happened, I suppose. 40 minutes to an hour away from me. Mostly तो यही हो रहा है मेरे ख्याल से. चलिए जी. So let's talk about this now, the admit card. So I found my admit card. It was, I saw it was Ghaziabad. So anyways, my mood was off just after looking at this. कि मतलब फिर से वही, and that too on 3rd of January. It will be very cold, and I am from Delhi. My place is near Delhi. So from the northern part of India, so it's very cold. It's going to be difficult, at least for me, I know this. For all the people who are in the northern part of India, they would be feeling this, कि हमें बड़ी दिक्कत होने वाली है. अभिषेक कुमार, yes, I will come to that last tip as well. आपने गुरुजी बोला तो ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा इस बात का. कोई तो ऐसी टिप देनी पड़ेगी which will be helpful to you. Okay, so a few important things first. So the reporting time of the exam is 8 a.m. But I would say that don't be afraid of it. the exam starts at 9:30. They are saying that the last entry would be at 9:20. Somehow this statement says that okay, after 9:20 we will say no to you, but before 9:20 you can say that sir aapne likha tha last entry is at 9:20. It is not 9:20. Please let me go. So basically, if you go 5 minutes or 10 minutes before 9:20, still you can plead with the person ki sir please let me go inside. The exam starts at 9:30. I would say a safe time for the people who are coming from very far away, a safe time would be 8:45. See, I'm not saying that you should always deviate from the reporting time, right? But keep 8:45 in mind, that you have to reach there by 8:45. Probably they'll not say no to you, right? This is my idea. This is what I keep in mind. I try to reach my center at 8:45 and 8:45 also, because if there might be some issues in between, let's say car gets punctured or something, so at least I have still 20-25 minutes extra, that in that time also I can reach over there. So but take it for 8:45. If you are obviously just around the center, it's just Durga Sai says it is 5 minutes away. If you are this fortunate, so go in your tracksuits in the morning, just take a run and reach to your center. You'll be quite hot by that time. Thand to hai Siddhi, that's right, that's very right. Yashika says my center is 3.5 hours away. God, 5 minutes away, so it's just fortunate, Utkarsh, I would say, hai na? Rather you should run, not walk. Okay, and the exam time is 9:30 to 12:30, and you all know this exam time includes that 15 minutes for GK. So 165 minutes for your XAT exam and 15 minutes for your GK section. So total of 3 hours, and 3 hours are a lot, let me tell you. Sitting for 3 hours and writing a paper, it is actually a Herculean task. So therefore I am saying that in the morning, take a good breakfast before going to it, but it should not be this heavy that you start sleeping in the exam time. Sometimes we take so heavy breakfast. Take some light breakfast so that by 12:30 you should not start feeling hungry again. That should not be the case. Okay, take less of water. That again becomes a problem otherwise in these days, especially in, I would say, winters, that creates a problem for us. What are the documents required? So when I saw the documents required, I found that almost everything is like CAT, almost except one thing. Almost everything was the same. So only ID is required: mask, gloves, transparent bottle, sanitizer, a simple pen they have written. But this was a bit surprise to me, because they have also written that we will be providing you the rough sheets and pen at the center. It is written in those details, you will find that they are going to provide you the rough sheet and pen, whereas in CAT it was specifically written you have to bring your own pen. Though at my center I saw some people did not bring the pen, so actually the authorities provided them the pen, but they have written it. Okay, they have written it. That means you can by authority ask them, sir, you have written it, so give me the pen, right? Though they have also written that you should bring your own pen, right, a simple pen. So almost everything is like CAT, but there is one change I would see, that is Arogya app. Okay, ये Arogya app is slightly different. This is slightly confusing as well to me, because I remember appearing for XAT 2019, 20 I could not appear. So in XAT 2019, I remember that when I entered into the center, so there was a frisking of the level. I started feeling as if I'm a terrorist entering into an airport, right? So there was a frisking at 7 levels. I remember this, and I'm not exaggerating it. 7 levels frisking. So I entered, there was a frisking. They asked me to take out the even belt and the pens that I was having, any coins, purse, car keys, everything was taken out. Then I went a bit ahead. Then they asked us to take out our socks as well, socks and shoes, and then they checked. So I took another 7-8 stairs, another frisking, 7-8 stairs, another frisking. So there were 7 friskings. Right? It was very frustrating in the morning. It is already so cold, and then you start frisking and you say that okay, take out your shoes, take out your socks as well, or ye wo. So I was feeling like, did I do something wrong? I mean, in India at least, is had tak ki frisking it is not even at airports, है ना? So Sai Harish says I too experienced it. So many of you would have probably experienced it. It might be center specific as well. हो सकता है that it happened at my center only, right? Or a few more centers. But I was definitely frustrated by that. है ना? वो बहुत ही अजीब सा था मेरे लिए तो. Dushyant 2 hours away, Santosh. I mean, mostly people are saying it is 2 hours away, 1.5 hours away. It's quite difficult. I understand that. So they are this time they are saying. Therefore, I'm saying that I'm confused. That they said Arogya Setu app is mandatory and it is written mandatory, and that we will check that at the entry point. We are going to check it at the entry point. Your Arogya Setu app, and that means you have to take your mobile to that point. Right? And as far as I remember, the last time when I entered into it, they did not let me take the mobile right from outside the center, the outside gate. There only they said keep your mobile outside and keep it somewhere. And then I asked them, where should I keep it? They didn't have any place to keep it as well. Right? There were no lockers or something. So I deposited it at a shop outside. And not only me, around 200 more people, they deposited at the shop. So that I think the shop person earned that day more than what he would have been earning in 15-20 days. Because he started taking 20 rupees from every person. Because even the keys are to be placed there. That happened. But this time they are saying that it will be checked inside the center. And if it will be checked inside the center, that means they'll be giving you some lockers, I think. I mean, that becomes a responsibility then. So, but still, I would not like to take any chances in this case as well. Because they said that there is a self-declaration which should be there if no Arogya Setu app. If you remember, this self-declaration is exactly the same that was there in CAT as well. Right? This was exactly the same as it was in CAT. And I think that will be a better idea to keep that self-declaration with you. The form is given to you along with your admit card only. So just take that, print out, okay, और उसमें just fill it that I don't have fever, I don't have cough and all, and then go there. So taking mobile into the center, I don't know how feasible would it be. Better is to keep this self-declaration with you. That will be a better idea in my opinion. Okay. So Khan says, sir, keys and mobiles are allowed? Absolutely not. Even keys are not allowed. Mobile to definitely not. Even keys are not allowed. That surprises me as well. Yes, Astha, I agree. It adds to the frustration. Anyways, you are going to sit for 3 hours and in such a cold morning, and then you see this, so it becomes frustrating. So yes, you can show the declaration only, Pratik. That is true. They have written it. In SNAP guidelines also they had mentioned this point, but on my allotted center they did not check it. Advait, that might be possible. I mean, the kind of frisking I have seen in XAT, I would say that if they have written it as mandatory, so it is better to either keep Arogya Setu app with you or self-declaration. Because anyways, they can always say that it was written over there. Why didn't you bring it? For example, if I talk about the photograph, every year they say a photograph has to be there along, with the form, with the admit card. Every year I take a photograph with me, but many times they don't ask for it. Okay? But yes, if they ask and you say no, they can always say that if you do not have a photograph, go back. Okay? That's a possibility. So why to take chances? I would say don't do that. Okay, so let's move forward. Safest option is yes, I would say that only कि उसको साथ रखिए. So that will be important. And yes, you need to stick the same photo. It is written Shaurya. They are saying that you have to match it and you have to keep an extra photograph with you as well. That is also written. And this is also something important that I have seen, that there is no separate space for people with symptoms. Whereas CAT specifically said that you have symptoms, you will be made to sit in a separate room and you can write the exam over there. And these people are saying that if you have some fever or you have any kind of symptoms, you will be sent back. This is written. I mean, this is a bit surprising. It is possible, God forbid, that just a day before I get some temperature because of something else and they will send me back. They are saying that your temperature should be within the limits, otherwise you'll be sent back. This is slightly surprising for me as well, but this is what they have written over there. Okay? So on the safer side, I would say that avoid having fever. I don't know how to avoid that, but yes, don't take anything cold or something. I mean, that can create fever. But yes, avoid those things, I would say. Okay, so Nitish Gupta says, I took electronic key for my car, so they kept it with themselves. I think the manual key will be good to go. Nitish, I remember that when I went, so it was a manual key only in Z exam. They didn't allow it. When they are not allowing even your belts, so I don't expect them to allow a key. I mean, how can a belt help in these things? So I don't know. And many times they don't even allow your hankies as well. Okay, the hankies are not allowed, the jewelries are not allowed, so I don't know matlab what to say. Okay, so let us move forward now. इससे थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ते हैं. What else is there? Yes, I hear it is written you will be sent back. When will the gate open for centers? So Paras, it is not written exactly when would the gate open. They are saying that reporting time is 8. Generally in these cases what I have seen that the gate opens at somewhere around 8:15, 8:20. But there will be a lot of rush. So ultimately they can't say, Nini, you didn't reach here at 8 o'clock. If you reach there at 8:45, you'll say I was at the back of the row. So obviously or back of the queue. So I didn't reach on time. So how can I do that? So I've called for past 5-6 years. Will I be sent back? I mean, I'll always have cold. Not too intense though. I do not think. Yeah, if you sneeze exactly on their face, but in that case, they might send you back. So if you have sneezing, I would say you will have to control it for some time, especially your fever. I mean, fever would be. I think they will be more concerned about. So cold is very common in these days. हो ही जाता है. No belts, no jackets, and no handkerchiefs. Jackets are also, I think they will not allow. Okay? They had the car as well as the car key. Even I had this doubt, Nitish. I mean, as I told you at my center, there were 200 people, and all of them, they deposited their cars, their mobiles, their purses with one little shop outside. Now, when everyone went inside the room, inside the test center, had that guy went away, I think he would have been a billionaire this day. So probably he was an honest guy, did not do that, but he could have done it easily. Okay, so let's move forward. So let's just talk about the exam pattern for a minute. You know, though I hope you already know about this. Decision making 21 questions, verbal and logical ability 26 questions, quantitative ability and data interpretation 28 questions. And this time there is no essay writing as last year. So there are 25 questions in general knowledge. All the questions are MCQs and there can be some nets as well. Jisme there are no options and there is no negative marking for those. For these there is a negative marking, right? Total time is 165 minutes and this is the most important point. This is what I like about Z the most. Okay? This is what I like about Z. There is no sectional time limit. So increase your score in the areas where you are comfortable. So if you say no 55 minutes for verbal, 55 minutes for your decision making, 55 for quant, that unnecessarily puts a pressure on me that why should I spend so much of time on verbal when I don't want to do it above the cutoff level. So if I see that the cutoff is at 7-8 questions, so after doing 7-8 questions, I should not be doing verbal. And doing those 7-8 questions probably would not take 15 minutes. So why do I spend so much of time on it? Right? That might be there in my mind. So why don't I spend time on those areas where I am good, right? So there is no sectional time limit. This is a very, very good feature of that. All of you should take care of this. Okay? Do not assume that no, I'm going to do each and every section for 55 minutes. There is no point doing that. So once the cutoff is clear, how much have you scored in verbal or how much have you scored in quant? No one watches that. Once your sectionals are clear, your overall should be the highest. Do everything in decision making if you are good at it. Do everything in quantitative ability if you are good at it. Jahan badhiya ho, increase your score there. That is the best strategy of that. Okay? Just do the cutoff clearing part of it. And I think the cutoff would be cleared even if you spend 20 minutes on each section. In 20 minutes, you can clear the cutoff of all the sections. Wear track suit. Yes, Shaurya, that is right. So we will talk about something about the paper as well. So yesterday my body temperature was a little bit higher than normal, but still I was allowed to give my SNAP exam. So SNAP, as I told you, yes, it depends upon the authorities over there, whether they are, how are their instructions from the seniors, plus how lenient they are. Sometimes people become so stubborn, they don't want to hear anything else. So they have some set of instructions, they go by that only. अच्छा इसमें ये लिखा है, we would not deviate from this. Otherwise, I mean, by common sense, people understand if someone is having 99, he still might be having corona or might not be having. So a person having 98.3 degrees, he still might be having COVID. That's a possibility. But still, I mean, these are all the, I would say, झंझट्स we are doing. So tips, अच्छा बात करते हैं उसके बारे में. Good attempt के बारे में बात करते हैं. Negative marking is there for leaving more than 8 questions. Yes, Saurabh, it is there. Though I will get to know about this in the exam, they have not told about this till now. देखेंगे उसमें क्या होगा. And is that RC source for practice? Okay, sir. What are the maximum possible cutoffs for each section? Any specific? उसके बारे में बात करते हैं हम लोग अभी सारी चीजों के बारे में एक एक करके. We'll come to that. So before that, I'll take some questions. What are the questions? Shaurya says. अच्छा, Prakriti says, sir, only after 165 minutes are over, section 2 can. Yes, Prakriti, that's sure. That's sure. उसके बाद ही आप access कर पाएंगे. You will get another paper for that. I mean, the first paper would be taken back from you. Okay. चलिए जी, सो थोड़ा सा इससे आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं. एवरी करेक्ट आंसर विल फेच +1, रॉन्ग आंसर्स -1/4. द सिंपल रीजन इज देयर आर 5 ऑप्शंस and after 8 questions, after 8 unattempted questions, for every wrong answer there will be a negative of 0.1. Though this year we don't know whether it will be there or not, but it has been there from the last 2 years, so it would be there this year as well, I think. ठीक है. So as I told you on the part 2, you can move only you have once you have completed the part 1 of 165 minutes. Okay. These are some of the important points. This time there is no essay writing. It was not there though in the last 2 years as well. तब से उन्होंने बंद कर दिया है. So 100 MCQs are there now instead of 99. So basically this one is not there. So everything becomes an MCQ. GK section will neither be calculated for percentile nor there is any negative marking. This is important. So if you do not do good in those last 15 minutes of 25 questions of GK, it doesn't make much of a difference. Only XLRI looks at it. So if you are aiming for XLRI, then you have to be good at GK. All the MCQs will have 5 options. As I told you, it is conducted by XLRI. Test duration is 180 minutes. We have already discussed about all these things. Okay. So yes, there are many guys who are talking about the cutoffs and previous year's course. So we have had some free series based upon this before as well, in which we have talked about all these things. So I would just ask you to go through the channel once. You will find out some videos before in which we have talked about all those things in detail, right? That what are the percentiles, what are the cutoffs and everything, and which score gives you what. We are also running some free series for QA. I had a series for QA of 5 sections. There is someone else would be having a series of decision making. I think that is also going on. So someone else is also doing a series on verbal ability. That is also going on. And these are all free. So you can just check the channel. You will find it out there. वो सारी चीजें. Okay, so let's move forward then. आगे बढ़ते हैं इससे. So what to do in the last 12 days? So when I say last 12 days, so basically I'm talking about 22 to 31, that are 10 days, and 1st and 2nd January, that has 12 days. So if I do not consider today's and 3rd of January, so 12 days are remaining. So what should we do here? So let's talk about these things section by section. The first one is verbal and logical ability. There are 26 questions. Type of the questions is MCQs. 4 RC passages. These are basically based upon ZAT 2020. So ZAT 2021 has not told us that how many questions are going to be there. Our idea is this. तकरीबन इतना होगा. VA questions are from 8 to 10. So what can you improve in these 12 days? Can you improve your RC? I do not think so you can do much about RC because that's a gradual process. You keep doing it. So at least you learn something about it. One thing that you can improve is definitely your vocabulary. Right? Do as many words as you can do. So vocabulary is something that you can improve in these days for sure. And the second thing that I feel is critical reasoning, because this is something that you have not studied for CAT as well. Questions which are based upon statement assumptions and on critical reasoning, these we have not done much because such kind of questions do not appear in CAT. So at least these are those 2 things I feel from verbal ability which you can improve in these last few days, right? How do we find out that what type of questions I am talking about? These are all those questions that you can figure out from the previous year ZAT papers. Go through those, go through any of the 2 ZAT papers and look at their verbal section. You'll get to know what kind of questions I am talking about, right? So What are the other things? Some questions are there. Suyash says, I'm scoring around 25.5 in ZAT mocks except GK. With GK, it is this. You should improve your score, Suyash. I would say for XLRI BM program. RCs are moderate, but options are damn close. I feel this year's CAT was more difficult than the RCs of ZAT. I mean, this is what I have felt. In mocks, I'm scoring 34 to 35. Good chances, Utkarsh. Good chances, I would say. Okay, so these are some of the areas which you can improve, and if you find it difficult, I would always suggest one thing. Just clear your cutoff. Okay? Cutoff means approximately 85 percentile. 85 percentile in verbal ability would be, I think, at around 7 to 8 questions. Do that, your job is done. It's as simple as this. Okay? I mean, had I been a ZAT student for aiming for XLRI, I would have done this because I am good at quantitative ability with respect to verbal ability. So what would I do? I'll just do verbal for some time by doing 7-8 questions, right? Obviously, I'll do 12 or 13 because my accuracy would not be that good. So once I have done that, I'll move on to quantitative ability. I'll maximize my score there because I am good at that, right? Now comes the most important part of ZAT paper which I want every one of you to focus on. ठीक है, बहुत ध्यान से देखिएगा. पहले क्वेश्चन ले लेता हूं मैं. जितेश कह रहे हैं फॉर क्वांट एंड डीआई व्हाट इज द पैटर्न लाइक हाउ आर दे फ्रेम्ड. So I didn't get your question exactly. How are they framed? It is definitely lengthier than CAT. The questions are lengthier than CAT. Out of 27-28 questions in Quant Day, approximately 20-21 would be for Quant, 6-7 would be from DI, and there would be questions based upon graphs, different type of graphs. How much marks are needed? Khan, I just told you, though I still say to all of you, please go through some of the previous series that we have done on ZAT. You will find the answers of all your questions over there. We have been discussing this in different series. Are 30 marks enough for IMT Ghaziabad? Shreya, yes, they should be if the exam pattern is like difficulty levels like those of previous 4-5 years. What if the exam is too easy this year? I can't say. So, Sagar, find it out in your email. है ना? आपको वहां मिल जाएगा ये. The most important area that I figured out, decision making. Okay, listen to it very carefully, guys. This is what I have felt about, and I've seen that. I never used to do decision making in ZAT. So one day I attended one of the sessions from our one of the teachers only, okay, Mr. BYJU'S. So he was taking a session. It was of 3 hours. He was taking a session for some kids for decision making itself. For 3-hour session, I attended it. And after attending that 3-hour session, I was very sure that probably this is the easiest section in ZAT. Okay? One can definitely score better in decision making, and at least this is one section in which you can be good within a time period of 2-3 days. Trust me, right? So in these 12 days, if there is something that you can do and you have not seen decision making yet, please go for it. This is the thing in ZAT. This is the most important area of ZAT if you really want to score good in ZAT. You can easily, there are 21 questions, you can easily score 13 to 14 out of these 21, and that means a lot. Trust me. And I am telling this by my experience that I've never even seen decision making because we always focused upon quantitative ability. We always appeared for the exam from only one perspective, that we have to analyze the paper, right? But I never did decision making in those times. After that 3-hour session, I figured out that this is something which is, which can be done by everyone within a period of 2-3 days. And if you do it diligently, you can easily score out of 21, 15, say 16. Mostly people do not pay attention to this, and I'll show you how. Why are they? Why am I saying this, that people do not pay attention to this? This can be your thing. This can be the game changer. You be good at it and you will score well in ZAT for sure, right? Again, from where to prepare for decision making? Actually, you do not find much material on decision making. So therefore, I am saying this is a very, very good topic, because it would be appearing only in ZAT papers, right? So there only you will find questions from decision making. So to prepare for decision making, go through the previous year papers of ZAT. 2020 से लेके पिछले 2003-4 तक के there would be papers available. In all there are decision making questions. Go through those questions. Try first 3 or 4 papers. right? You might find the solution of these as well, because XAT also provides the solution of all these questions every year. So go through them, you'll get an idea. They have given the complete solution, that why this is the answer, why this is not the answer. After that, just do 3 or 4 papers as a test, and then you will get to know that how are you faring in decision making. And this is one area where you can always do better. These are basically short caselet based questions in which there will be some story given to you. On the basis of the story, you have to answer this. And many times these are quantitative in nature, which will maximize the profit. So you have to just figure out that which of the options is going to maximize the profit, which will minimize the cost. These kind of questions you can always do. Okay? So question groups में होंगे, there would be some groups of 2 questions, 3 questions each. इस तरह के questions आपको मिलेंगे. And normally the difficulty level would be moderate to difficult, but we see moderate to difficult because generally people do not prepare for it. Out of 21 questions, I am sure 11 to 12 questions would be of easy level that anyone can do. There are some questions which are on the difficult side. Leave those. But this is definitely one area which can improve your score by a large number. So try to figure out that what improves your score in decision making. I'll show you something. Okay? So once I studied that, and after that, when the next year I appeared for that, so I'll show you my scorecard here. Right? So in this scorecard, so there are 2 reasons I'm showing this to you. One, if you look at this 91.9 percentile at a percentage score of 46.429. So I have not even done half of the questions. So 21 ka 46.429, it will be definitely less than 10, right? 21 questions mein se my score is less than 10. Even a score of less than 10 is giving me a percentile of 91.9. That means 92% of the students did not even score half in this. And I am asking you to do one thing. I request you to do one thing. Go through XAT 2018 paper. Pick up the decision making section. Right? There were 21 questions. Try them. You will get an idea that how easy was to do 10 questions in that paper. 10 questions would have given you a percentile which is more than 92. This is how easy it is, guys. Therefore, I am asking all of you to go through it. I'll take some questions now. What should be a target score in QA? I did not study TSD. Should I learn TSD? You must, Anirudh. You must. ZDI last papers ke class. Aman, I am taking classes on ZDI. I'll be taking one class today at 7 o'clock and one tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Both are free. So, Anirudh, you should disappointed with your GK score. Actually, this is the best I could do. Honestly, not that, I can say that I did not do GK so that I can give a chance to my students to score well. This is the best that I could score in GK. 36% was my best. Okay? And I was not even expecting this. I don't know how did I get 51.4 percentile out of this. But yes, I am sure even if you look at this verbal ability, guys, 40.385 percentage. 26 questions में से 40% कितने पे आएगा? 26 into 4, again around 10 to 11. 10 to 11 questions are going to give you 93 percentile. Can you see that? 93 percentile at a score of 10 to 11. Just go through these papers. I am saying that you will find out that how easy is to get that 10 to 11 questions. Half of the paper करने में कितना ही time लगता है? ठीक है? It doesn't take much of time, but still you can score well, right? So I told you there are 2 reasons that I am showing you this. One is that you can definitely score good in decision making, and this is that area which will turn around everything for you. Everything, right? One more reason is show off. बताना तो था ना मेरा score अच्छा है. So I'm just showing off. Obviously, I'll take out those scorecards in which I performed better. So this is my best performance in general knowledge. Therefore, I'm showing it to you. Otherwise, GK में. No, there is no minimum score of GK or XLRI. There is no negative marking. So minimum score is 0. If you don't do anything, it is 0. But yes, XLRI, how much score do they take? They have not told us. Okay? So they do not disclose it. Yeah, we generally feel that even in GK, your percentile should be around more than 90, I think. That has to be there. That is important, I suppose. Yes, says my friend scored 23.5 last year, got 97.5. I doubt that, yes. 23.5 ke score pe 97.5 percentile should not be there. Should not be. What should be a target score in QA if our weakest section? If it is your weakest, Pramansh, I would say then in QA, just do one thing. Clear your cutoff by doing 8 or 9 questions and move ahead. It's as simple as this. XLRI Delhi campus cutoff. Shreya, I have no idea. I'm sorry about that. Tom, I do not apply for any of the colleges, so how can I get a call? GK Saurabh has been placed only by XLRI. So XLRI look at that and they give according to that only. Okay, Mehul says, what is the best attempt for decision making? Mehul, I think anyone who spends 40 minutes on decision making section, easily can attempt 13 to 14 questions in DM. Rather something more than that. It's a good section. If you do it by yourself, I think you'll get an idea that how easily you can score in decision making. Okay, yes, I'm not saying that you are lying, but that looks somehow, different to me. This is not possible, I suppose. I'll show you another scorecard of mine, okay, only because of that. So this is about 2007 till 2017. They didn't used to write the name and address of the person, everything. Only this ID was written over there. ये कहीं Z ID होगा इस पे, ये रहा. So ये ID लिखा होता था, nothing else was there. So this year as well, you will see that now 36% score. Though previous year it was 40% score. At 36% my percentile is 74. At 40% my percentile was 93. So much it can change because of the difficulty level, right? This is all about the difficulty level. So therefore when you ask us this question na, जैसे अभी दिव्य पूछ रहे 8 marks in QA is what percentile? So you tell me, how do I answer this question? It changes so much within a year. Yes, but generally if you go by the difficulty level in the last few years, if you go by the trend, so probably my trend would say that in QA, by doing 8 or 9 questions, net 8 or 9 questions, net correct, you will safely go past the sectional cutoff at least. That will be cleared for sure. Thick. Past trend show that QA cutoff is around 12 marks. No pre-marks, 12 marks pe you will be getting around 95 percentile, whereas the cutoffs are around 85. So your 8 to 9 पे cutoff बनेगा आपका. That is the case. Okay, last year I guess the paper was a bit tough. So even if it was tough, I think 23 cannot give you a percentile of 97 point something. Yes, the cutoff will go a bit low if the paper is tough. That is for sure. ये होता है. That's right. Okay, here also if you see in decision making, guys, decision making में 53.57 percentage has given me 94.5%. So again I am telling you, 95, approximately 95% of the people do not even score half of decision making. Not even half. This is the area to look out for in these 12 days. Just do one thing. If you go by my words, I'm sure you will perform very good in that. Just do this much of hard work in these 12 days. One, every day, do one previous year paper of that decision making section, right? And when I say do it means thoroughly do it. Each and every question, look for the solutions as well. If you do not find the solution, look at the internet, you'll find somewhere the solution of these questions. Solutions padhiye, you will get an idea. Look at all the 4 options, see why these 3 options are wrong, why this option is correct, figure that out, and that will do the trick for you. If you do every day one paper of Z and decision making section only, that means 21 questions only, I am sure after these 12 days, on 13th day when you go to Z, this percentile will be definitely 98 plus. And even if you score your sectionals clear in the first 2, this total percentile will surely be 99 plus. Trust me. So this is something that you can do in these 12 days only. Probably if you ask me about CAT, sir, what can we do in the last 12 days of CAT? I would say that you cannot do anything probably. Right? Not much can be done. Whatever you have done, you have already done that. But in that, you can perform well even by preparing in these remaining days. For sure, guys. For sure. Okay. So what are the questions? I scored 75% last in decision making, prepared for 2 days. So as Sai Harish probably proves my point, Only in 2 days he scored 75 percentile. You do it for 12 days, you'll definitely go past 98. I'm sure about that. But yes, do them thoroughly. Do them thoroughly. ये पक्का कीजिएगा. Make sure. So, okay. Thank you for the response. Divyang, no, last year 35 was 95 percentile. Let's forget that. I think there is some mistake. यश को भी शायद कुछ हो सकता है, confusion लगी हो. Last year I gave Z and scored 85 with 0 prep. How bad or good at that? That's very good, Nitish, I would say. Are you giving Z? Yes, Aman. But sir, every solution has different answers for the same question. No, Arun, that's the best part about decision making. The solutions provided by Z are completely satisfying and fulfilling. You will feel, yes, this is something that can be done. Okay? This is something which is absolutely correct. Right? That is the case. And again, now this is time for me to brag as well. So this is 99.999, which tells us that I was the topper of Z that year, in Z section at least. They do not give you 100 percentile. The maximum percentile given is 99.999. And because it was in 3 digits after decimal, that means there was only one person with this percentile. So you can be proud of me at this moment. Okay. Chaliye, move ahead. Let's talk about quantitative ability now. Average in DM is 10.5. How to increase? Did all Z? Yes. Acha, you have already done that, Gaurav. Then it must improve. Then it must improve if you have done that. Or that means that you have not done it thoroughly. Do each and every, question along with all the wrong options as well. That why the options are wrong and why the right option is correct. What is the weightage of mensuration? Not much, not many questions, Premansh. Again, questions from arithmetic would be many. Siddhi Sharma says giving Z for the first time. Okay, all the best. Okay, now we'll come to quantitative ability and DI, my favorite topic. So 28 questions would be there. As I've written the topics, time and work, percentage, profit, loss and discount. There will be a lot many questions on arithmetic nowadays in every exam, right? Number system, clocks, geometry would not be much, mensuration would not be much, algebra would not be much. But yes, there would be questions based upon set theory. There will be best questions based upon DI and all. And important is that their DI is very different, right? The kind of graphs that gives sometimes you would not have seen such graph ever in your life. I remember in one of the years they straight away pasted the timetable of one of the railway stations directly in the paper, and they didn't give any instructions. They just wrote, this is the timetable, okay, of the railway station. Answer the questions. And it was not timetable like that a train is written and in front of that the times are written. No, it was a graph. The graph was something like 9 AM, 10 AM, 11 AM, 12, 1, 2, 3. So ट्रेन के लिए एक ऐसा करके उन्होंने कुछ जो ग्राफ सा बना रखा था और यहाँ पे स्टेशंस के नाम थे. These are the names of the stations. So basically at this time it reaches this station, this time it reaches this station, this time it reaches this station. Then there was another train. For that train again there was a graph, right? Something like this. Then there was another train. For that there was another graph, something like this. Then there was another train. फिर उसके लिए भी एक ग्राफ दे दिया था ऐसा करके. So these graphs were given and then they asked questions. But yes, the questions asked were not very difficult then, though the graph was very different, which we have seen before. It was not that. So therefore we say it is slightly on the difficult side. If you talk about Z with respect to the other exams like CAT and all, it is slightly on the difficult side. ठीक है जी. So what all is there? Weightage of mensuration. How to improve my GK? Okay, Khushbu, I'll come to that. 92 percentile, but was able to score only 40 percentile in DM. Therefore, I am saying, Rahul, improve your score in DM and you will be in XRI next year. We'll meet you there. Sir, I found RC of Z very difficult compared to CAT. How to improve? Because I do not think RC can be improved in this time frame now. So forget about that. Work upon other things. But yes, do the previous year papers of Z. That will help you. Send a joint Gradeup just because of you. Obviously, we are proud of. Oh, thank you very much, Nitish. Last year 28 पे 96 percentile. Okay, I scored DM 13, verbal 10, Quant 5 to 6. Improve Quant, Divya, improve it. You can do that. Okay, I haven't done geometry. कर लेनी चाहिए प्रेमांश. I would not say leave any topic aside. ठीक है? Do not do that. I am not going to do this. Just do one thing. ठीक है? That read the basics of everything, right? And in the exam, go for those areas which will improve your score, which are your strength areas. बाकियों में सिर्फ इतना है, अपना कट ऑफ क्लियर कर लो. That will be sufficient. Advait, do previous year papers as I told you, है ना? So Aman Anant says quant score is very less. What to do now? Do the basics, Anant. Go through the basics. Do the previous year papers for everyone. Dushyant, Sandeep, Vaibhav Singh, to all of you I am saying, in these days what best you can do is do all previous year papers of that. Bus, that will help you a lot. That will help you a lot. Seriously. Rahul, how unattempted marks deducted? I mean, do not think about that, Rahul. After 8 questions for every unattempted question, there is 0.1 negative. So if you do not do 18 questions, 1 mark would be deducted. So not much. Do not think about it. है ना? उसके बारे में टेंशन मत लो मेरे ख्याल से. Okay, in general knowledge, as I've told you about this is an important point. Okay? But yes, this point is also important that GK questions could be based on any topic, including current डोमेस्टिक एंड इंटरनेशनल अफेयर्स, बिजनेस पे पूछ सकते हैं, इकोनॉमिक्स पे, सोशल इश्यूज, अपॉइंटमेंट्स, कन्वेंशनल जीके, स्पोर्ट्स. So I am sure that the static GK cannot be improved in these days, but the current affairs you can definitely read from some online resources. We are also running a course. I'll talk about that. Okay. So on DM we are running some free series. On verbal ability we are running some free series. DI के लिए, Quant के लिए we have already done. AR के लिए we are running. So just keep looking for these free series on Gradeup app or on the YouTube channel of Gradeup, and you will find out all those over there. We are discussing about these. Okay, guys. So these are the important free series. I mean, you don't have to register for these. So XAT 2021, how to attempt QA. We have already done this. I only did this in the last week. Okay. And crack arithmetic in 4 sessions. This also we are doing. We have already done this session as well. Data interpretation. I'll be taking a session today at 7 PM and tomorrow as well. Decision making के लिए we have already run this series of 5 days. Go through this, guys. As I am again telling you, decision making is the section in XAT to improve your score and boost your score in verbal in 5 days. All these series we have run free on Gradeup app and YouTube channel as well, right? There are some other important courses. People who are thinking about GK and current affairs, this is there. For XAT 2021, we are running courses on decision making. Again, I have been telling students every time that go for it. And we are also running a special course for GD, VAT and PI for the upcoming obviously calls that you would be having. You can also take a super subscription in Gradeup of these 4 durations, 18, 12, 6 and 3. In super subscription, basically you get access to each and everything, all unlimited access to everything, live courses, mock tests, everything. So it is not like that you are actually going for one special course. You get everything whichever is going on the app, right? So we are also having this Gradeup community which will be helping you with all these things, right? So the benefits are these of Gradeup subscription. As I told you, the super subscription, that access to all the running and upcoming courses are there. So the non-CAT courses that we are running or whatever, so you don't register for the specific courses separately. And Gradeup community is there to keep you updated with everything, that which course, I mean, which college has come up with their notification now, last date, so on and so forth, about all those things. And this is our team, guys. So you can see all these people extremely experienced. The intelligence can be I mean visible in their scores through in these exams. You can see, you will see either hundreds or 99.9 something all the times, right? So these are all the people. So all the best, guys. That's all from my side. As we say, Gradeup prep smart, score better. So any question? I had given last XAT mock. So how can I get scorecard? I think Mehul, it would not be available now. Now the link would not be providing it to you. So see you today at 7 PM in the DI section, guys. I hope you all would be there. Any other question? GK is valuable for XLri. Yes, Sachin, that's correct. Would RT 99 by GP for QA would be beneficial for that? I'm sorry, Dushyant, I have no idea about that. What exactly is that? Past years DM questions are sufficient. Absolutely sufficient. More than sufficient. NM IMS Mumbai or SIBM Pune, quite close. You can choose any, Nitish. I mean, especially no difference. Sir, should we give daily mocks? No, never do that, Alok. Daily mocks are never a good choice. Appear for mocks at least, I mean, once in 3 days, not less than that. Sahil, I think for an average difficulty level paper, as it has appeared in the last few years, I think 90 percentile would be there somewhere around 26, 27 questions. I think that's there. Okay, everyone. So thank you very much. That's all from my side. So have a good day now, and see you at 7 p.m. for the DI section now. We'll be talking about that today. Okay. Chaliye, have a good day now. Bye.